Now that you know about return type functions and custom methods, in this challenge, I'm going to ask you to create a program that will change the color of a game object, but I'm going to ask you to do it in 4 different ways using 4 different kinds of methods. Okay, so let's hop into our script. I'm going to get you set up and then I'll give you a chance to pause the video and complete the challenge on your own. So in our main script, one thing that you should do is you should attach this script to a game object, not to your camera, to the game object directly. So first things first, I want you to change the color of the GO, that's game object, to green. So not using a custom method at all, just doing it right here in start. So that's method number 1. The second method I'd like you to do is down here below update is create a custom void method with no parameters that will also change the color of the game object, let's say to gray. And then this method, whatever this method is called, I would like you to call it in update. So like, let's say if key 2 is pressed, call void method with no parameters. So that's number 2. The third way that I'd like you to do that is to create a custom void method with parameters so that you could choose what color you'd like to change the game object to. And of course, within that, let's change the color of the game object to whatever you set in the parameter, if that makes sense. So whatever you pass through in this custom method, we should change that game object to that color. And let's call that method, if the 3 key is pressed, call custom method with parameters. And maybe because when you're calling this, you can pass in whatever color you want, maybe let's set this one to like red. And lastly, let's do it one other way. I'd like you to create a return type function, and this return type function should return a random color. And over here, if you press the 4 key, it should turn the game object a random color using that return type method. Cool. So I know this seems like a lot, but you honestly should have all the knowledge that you need at this point in order to create 4 different kinds of functions that change the color of this game object. You might need to Google how to pick a random color, but beyond that, I believe you should have everything that you need to complete this challenge. So go ahead and pause the video here, do your best to complete it on your own, and if you get stuck, I'll show you solutions in just a second. Okay, hopefully you paused the video. Hopefully you figured out a solution to this big challenge. And if not, no worries. I'm going to go through them all right now. Let's start at the very top of our script and change the color of our game object to green. And the way we can do that is we could say like this.gameObject.getComponent. And we're looking for, and we probably don't even need this. I think I can just say gameObject. And we're looking for a mesh renderer. And then we go farther in and get the material, get the color, and set that equal to color.green. This should be the first part done. Let's save this and make sure that that part at least is working. So on the main camera, I've removed the script and I'm actually going to put the script on the cylinder. And when we hit play, it should turn it green. And there we go. Okay, so the first part is done. Our cylinder is green. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fill in all the rest. Now that we know this basic one is working, let's fill in all the rest. So we need a custom void method with no parameters to change it to gray. So let's say private void turn gray. And then in here, all we need to do is say gameObject.getComponent. We're looking for the mesh renderer, going farther in, getting the material, the color, and setting that equal to color.gray. We want to call this method when we hit the number 2 key. So let's go ahead and check for input real quick. We're going to say if input.getKeyDown, keyCode.alpha2. And inside this if, we're just going to call the turn gray method that we just made. So let's go ahead and save this and test it out. Okay, so it's green at the beginning, and if I hit number 2, now it's gray. Perfect. Next up, we need to create a custom void method with parameters. So let's create a private void. Maybe I'll just call this one change color. And inside the parentheses, we do need a parameter. So we need a parameter for the color, and maybe I'll just call it color. And it's similar in here. Let's go ahead and say gameObject.getComponent. We're looking for the mesh renderer, going in, getting the material and the color, and we're setting that equal to the color, the little variable here. I mean, we could even make it more clear and call it new color. There we go. Let's go ahead and call this when the 3 key is pressed. So let's check for input. If input.getKeyDown, keycode.alpha3. And in here, we can say change color. And I think we wanted it to be red. So we can say color.red. Okay, let's go ahead and save the script and test it out. Okay, so it's green at the start. If I hit the 2 key, it's gray, and the 3 key, it's now red. Lastly, we want our return type function that returns a random color. So what variable are we assigning this function to? We're assigning it to a color. And maybe I'll just call this like random color. And it's upset because we haven't returned anything yet. So hopefully you did some Googling, but what we can say is we can say color, and I'll just give it a name like color to change to equals a new color. And then we can specify in here the float R, G, and B, and even A if you want the alpha value. And I'm just going to put random.range between 0.0f and 1.0f because I think it's a value between 0 and 1 on the R, G, and B. And here I'm just going to paste that. And for the other one, paste that and end it with a semicolon. And now that we've calculated that, all we need to do is return the color to change to. Lastly, let's go up here and let's call that method when we hit the 4 key. If input.getKeyDown, keycode.alpha4. And what we'll say here is we will say GameObject.getComponent, looking for the mesh renderer, going farther in, getting the material, the color, and setting that equal to random color. Perfect. And that should hopefully generate a random color. Let's save our script and test it out. Okay, so it's green at the start, number 2 is gray, number 3 is red, and number 4, purple. Ooh, okay, if I spam the 4 key, it gives us a random color every time. Yay! Okay, awesome. So you've gotten some experience working with different kinds of methods. We're gonna hop into yet another challenge in the next one. Okay, see you in the next video.